I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land in which this meeting is taking place, the Noongar people, and pay my respects to elders past and present. I'd also like to acknowledge other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are present and recognise their continuing connection to land and to sea and to community. My name is Sally Box and I'm the Australian Government's Threatened Species Commissioner. I'm here on Ngunnawal country in Canberra in my study. Firstly, I'd like to thank the Western Australian Government and the Western Australian Biodiversity Science Institute for inviting me to speak about this really important piece of work, the WABSI Research Plan, Increasing Knowledge to Mitigate Cat Impacts on Biodiversity, and also the Western Australian Feral Cat Working Group, which has been the product of several years of work and extensive consultation and collaboration. I realise in an ideal world I would be there in person, but I'm glad that I'm able to connect with you all via video. COVID-19 may mean that we have to change the way we do our work, but it hasn't taken away the real challenge we face in protecting our biodiversity and threatened species, including tackling the impact of feral cats. I'm really delighted to hear that WABSI launch is still going ahead online, and I look forward to being able to meet and celebrate with you all face to face sometime in the future. The science is really clear that cats are a significant threat to our native wildlife, with some of Australia's leading scientists estimating that cats kill more than 3.1 million mammals, 1 million birds and around 1.8 million reptiles every day across Australia. Since European arrival, feral cats have been implicated in the extinction of more than 20 mammal species and threaten a further 124 species. That's why it's really important that we continue our efforts both nationally and at the state level to curb the impacts of this feral species. In Western Australia, Western Australia have been a real leader in this space, developing innovative approaches to feral cat control, undertaking world-class feral cat research, and taking action on the ground, including island eradications, such as on Dirk Hartog, ambitious baiting programs, including Western Shield, as well as Indigenous land management and large predator-proof areas to protect our threatened species from predation by feral cats. WABSI's research program will build on this work and provide an opportunity for targeted science to be used by end users in Western Australia, including the private sector, the natural resource management sector, and also by the state government. The National Feral Cat Task Force, which I chair, recognises the important work happening here in Western Australia, and that's why we endorse the development of the Western Australian Feral Cat Working Group. We acknowledge at the national level that this working group and the research plan will be a really important conduit to build momentum within the community, coordinate efforts and develop new and innovative approaches to feral cat control. With leading scientists estimating that feral cats are found across more than 99.8% of Australia's land area, tackling the impacts of feral cats is a national issue. Improved knowledge through this program will not only benefit end users in Western Australia, but this work will help in the collaborative efforts to better mitigate the impacts of feral cats right across Australia. So thank you again to all of you who've contributed to this really important piece of work and who've made the launch of the working group and the research plan happen. Despite the challenging circumstances and uncertain times that we find ourselves in, I really look forward to a time in the future where I can celebrate these achievements with you all in person. In the meantime, I look forward to continuing to work with the Western Australian Government, with WABSI and with the broader Western Australian community to help improve knowledge for better control of feral cats so that we can really safeguard the future of Australia's vulnerable wildlife.